It's brewing. I can feel it.
It's right here.
It's right here.
That's another one.
It's like right on the tip of your nose.
Welcome. Cruisin The Planet is a weekly podcast ran by students at Tarleton Radio Network. Each week we discuss what's new in our lives in the area and much more. You can listen to college radio station KXTR 100.7 by visiting kxtr.com and click Listen Live. Hello.
Hello.
How we doing?
Oh, we're doing. How are y'all?
Great. Hungry.
Chilling.
Hungry? I had McDonald's for lunch. I had some chicken nuggies.
Must be nice.
It hit the spot. Yeah, that was really good.
Their fries are made of.
Say what?
Made of crack. Crack? Can we say crack?
I don't know. No, you're lying though.
They're made up. No. I'm lying. But like,
Yeah, because
they're
McDonald's
so
is
addicting.
actually
They're really addicting.
McDonald's is
They're really addicting.
actually Heisenberging their fries, and they're
they're really addicting.
You've never seen Breaking Bad?
No. I know we go over this
I
every
didn't
time
see
you ask
Breaking
something.
Bad
If I
either.
listened or watched, and I'm always like, no, I did not watch
like-
it.
I didn't see Breaking Bad either.
Okay.
How have y'all? It's like the best TV show of all time.
What's the main character's name? Walter White.
Walter White. Heisenberg is his
Couldn't
drug
have-
name.
Never told you
This
that.
is what name?
Drug name. He has a drug dealer name, and it's Heisenberg.
Interesting.
I am
Fun
the danger.
fact: McDonald's fries has dairy in them, so if you're like dairy free, you cannot eat them, or lactose intolerant because they have dairy in them.
Really?
If you're lactose intolerant, just tolerate the lactose. It's not that hard.
My friend's like severely allergic to dairy. Like she like is so allergic
Like
that
she breaks out.
that and she just gets really sick, like sick, like almost had to take her to the hospital type sick. Like
That sucks.
yeah, it was bad. She should have gone, but she didn't want to. But yeah, so I'm back. Quarantine was fun and fresh.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
glad I'm back.
Funky
We
fresh.
missed you.
Did you?
I did. It was actually quite quiet in here.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was real productive in the office.
No.
No, we just did the
Absolutely
same
not.
thing, except for it was a lot less stressful.
No, he's lying.
He's so mean for
He's
no
lying.
reason at all.
He's lying.
Man, it was not fun though. Like sitting in
Yeah.
my house
I
having
can-
to
I
do
can- I
nothing.
can imagine.
Yeah, I was trying to be productive. But I just kept napping all day. So
Yeah.
we saw how that
I
went.
can imagine.
It was nice from working from home because then I could do what I was able to do my stuff and
What
not
did
like
you even do at home?
I posted on social media. Pretty much is what I
Oh,
did.
that was it. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anything they needed in
Wow.
office, I helped them, but it was kind of hard because I don't have the drive or anything like that.
Mhm.
Anyways, but yeah, so
Wow.
y'all gonna watch some football tonight?
I sure am.
I'll
Most
probably
definitely.
watch the first half and see
Go
how the game
Cowboys.
is. But I don't really care about either team because I know the Bucks are going back to back this year, so it doesn't really
It's a
matter.
bold statement.
That's a
They're still
really
gonna
bold
lose.
statement.
How is it a bold statement? They're returning all 22 starters to win the Super Bowl back to back, and then Bruce Arians is going to retire. That's literally what's going to happen.
You say
Okay.
that, and then Tom Brady gets hurt.
Stop.
Whoa.
Not wishing any
Wow.
injuries against Tom Brady.
Their return their weakest
Not
point
not wishing anything.
their weakest point on the team is their running backs, and that's just because Leonard Fournette is not the fastest guy in the league. He's just he's more strong than he is fast. That's
He's like, I'm dropping straight facts right now.
I mean, the only team that can compete with the Bucks is the Packers. So in the playoffs, it's going to be
Not even.
who do you think can compete with them in the NFC?
Oh, okay.
In the NFC. Now in the AFC,
okay,
you got the Chiefs, who are the favorites. I think the Bills are going to upset everybody, and Josh Allen's going to go to the Super Bowl this year and prove that he is elite. And then I think the biggest upset is in the AFC Championship game. Come that time, we're going to see Baker Mayfield and the Browns versus the Bills and Josh Allen, and the winner of that game is going to go to the Super Bowl.
The Browns?
I think the Browns are putting it together.
I'd say the division.
You think they're going to second round elimination by who? Packers Patrick Mahomes? There's
Are you
no
a fan? Are you a fan
Of
of Patrick
who?
Mahomes?
He's all right. I like watching him play, but I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of him. He's fun to watch.
He's a Texas boy.
I know.
Went to Texas Tech.
Went to Tech.
Yep.
What do they do? Is that what they do? Is it just one?
hmm My first college football game was Texas Tech, actually.
Really?
I was real young. Yeah.
Wow.
Big
Huh.
Tech fans.
What
Yeah.
was my first college football game?
Mine was OU versus North Texas. My dad was coaching for North Texas, and Sam Bradford went to town.
Mine had to have been an LSU game.
They literally, Sam Bradford had such a good game that was the year he won the Heisman. So his Heisman highlights were just basically the entire game against UNT. And I was like, I was there. That was cool.
You're like, that was me.
My dad coached that game.
That is really cool.
That is cool.
I bet you have such a different not outlook inside of like sports wise because you grew up around it constantly.
Yeah.
Versus someone who like parents didn't coach or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to think about.
Yeah, for those who don't know, my dad has been a college football coach for the past 30 years, and now he's retired from college. Now he's 3 years into coaching high school.
What does he or when he was in college? What like positions did he coach?
Every year he coached offensive line except for 1 year, and it was when he was at Arizona, and he coached tight ends.
Wow.
But besides that, it was offensive line his entire life, and that's what he coaches now in high school.
That's cool.
And then both my brothers are coaches in college as well.
You said not for me.
I said, nah, bro, I'm gonna be a wrestler.
Okay, that's kind of cool though. That's such a fun fact about you. You're just like, yeah, I wrestle.
Yeah, I don't want a desk job. That seems too boring to me.
Yeah, I agree.
So
if I could be a full-time traveler and that'd be my job, I would do it.
Yeah.
Travel vlog. Casey, just become Casey Neistat.
Dude,
Travel vlog,
Casey Neistat is the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is probably one of the main reasons why I travel.
He was I used to watch him an extreme amount in middle school and early high school.
Same.
That dude's vlogs were always fun to watch.
They were just like sucked you in, and there could be like a greater meaning behind the video.
And you'd get so addicted. Why are you?
Because he's disgusting. He's just
like
disgusting. He's a 12-year-old boy.
It sounded funny.
12-year-old boy.
It sounded funny.
I thought you sneezed at first, and I was like, "What is his issue?" I was like, "Can you?"
You said it sucks you in, and it sounded funny to me. I don't know what more you want from me.
I'm a 12-year-old.
That's why
How old are you?
I am 20. I had to think about that one for a second.
The other day, I kept telling my friends, like, we were talking, I was like, oh my God, we're 21. I am not 21 years old. I am 22. I was like, I have got to remember how old I am.
I turned 21 in a few weeks.
I like how
heck yeah.
Whenever you're younger, you just want to be an adult. And then when you're an adult, you're like, I just want to be 10 again. I just want to be 10.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about
when
it.
you're in like you're in like 4th grade and you're like, oh my God, I would kill to be an 8th grader. And it's like when you're in 8th grade, you're like, yo, can I go back to recess? I just want to play basketball with my friends at recess again.
Did y'all not have recess in 8th grade?
No,
my middle school didn't have any recess.
We had like a playground and we'd go eat and you had to go back outside and like with like tetherball and like all that.
What?
My middle school, we had like a courtyard, and at lunch we had like a 30-45 minute lunch. So when you finished eating lunch, you could go out into the courtyard. But we didn't have like an actual recess. Like, all right, kids, it's time to stop class. Let's go play outside. Right. We just had the option, if you finish lunch, if you wanted to go hang out outside of the courtyard, you can.
Man.
I hated it because it was so hot.
I didn't even have that.
Man, that's
horrible.
Where'd you go to middle school?
I went to I don't know if you know.
No, I meant like where you from, like what, like the area.
Frisco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would think Frisco would have a little outside area.
I mean, they did.
They seem like that type of.
I mean, mine was just a field, so don't.
In my middle school, like there was like a park next to it, and like that would be our playground, I guess.
We didn't really have. We had so I went to middle school in El Paso, Texas. So our courtyard was just dirt and rocks with a few dead trees.
What a random place.
We had a pavilion with some like benches and picnic tables. And the coolest thing we had was it was you know what like pickup basketball game courts are made out of? It wasn't made out of wood, but it was like that rubber kind of material that like those basketball courts are made out of. And it had lines on them, and it went up against a wall, so people would play wall ball on that. That's the only game we could play was wall ball.
I loved wall ball.
Wall ball was dope.
It was just a field, so it was like stickers and stuff. So it was a field, had like 3 concrete slabs that were kind of basketball courts. We had tetherball poles, and then there was a road. So like we just played in the road until a car came, and then we moved out of the way and then went back on the road. And that was about it. But I grew up in Ballinger, which is kind of West Texas, and so it was freaking hot in August. Like, I was like, I'm going to sit inside, and they wouldn't let you, if you finished your food, you had to go outside. You couldn't sit inside.
Really?
It was terrible. I was like, I'm going to smell, like, junior high kids smell. And so boys have already had athletics in the morning, and then
And
it
they
was
just like
miserable.
spray the Axe on themselves and just
I
drench
hated
themselves
that.
in Axe.
That next period was always the worst. I remember going, I was like, it smells terrible. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't.
How we started talking about the game tonight, and now we're talking about this.
Yeah.
That's what a podcast is.
I know, but it's just funny, like the tangent we went on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about how the Cowboys are going to lose tonight.
They're not going to lose.
Okay.
Not
They
with
are.
that energy.
Yeah, but let's be real. Let's be
They're-
real. They're
Okay.
gonna lose. Let's
Hey,
be real.
listen.
They're missing Zach Martin, the best offensive lineman in the
Miracles
league.
happen. Miracles happen, okay?
You know what? You're right. Miracles do happen.
Now, I am expecting Dak. If Dak doesn't put up at least 400 yards, then
Daddy.
I'm uncomfortable now.
Anyways, continue. Go ahead.
I think if Dak doesn't come in and put up like 400 yards with like 4 touchdowns,
He's not.
then what do you mean he's not? You with Amari Cooper, with CD Lamb,
Don't they have? Don't
He played for OU, right?
CD, yeah.
What am I looking for?
Are you looking for a defender on
on Tampa Bay? Don't they have the Dominican too?
Ndama? Yeah, I think they still
Still
do
have
have
Sue?
Sue. I think they still do have Sue, which
They
they're
have
probably going
Sue
to put.
and that linebacker.
I don't know.
I
What's
sure
his
hope
name?
they have one.
I'm not a defensive guy. I've always been an offensive guy, so I know more about the offense. But I do
Yeah.
know that Tampa Bay's defense, they were good enough to pressure Patrick Mahomes and make him feel uncomfortable, or
That's
not
what
make
I'm
him feel
saying.
uncomfortable.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
I think if the defense for Tampa plays like they did in the Super Bowl, which they very well could because it's the same exact starting group, then it's going to be a rough day without Zach Martin. It's going to be a
Yeah.
terrible
It's gonna
day
be
for
tough.
Zeke because they're not going to be able to run the ball, and it's going to be it's going to be hard. Oh, I just realized this. Dak Prescott's coming off an ankle injury,
He is.
and
They say he might not play. They say he might not play this game.
that's because of shoulder. His
Right.
ankle's fine.
Yeah.
But like if he gets pressured and he has to run around a lot, I wonder how like the ankle's going to hold up
That's a good question.
because they're missing their offensive line.
That's a good
So
question.
I wonder if that pressure gets to him and he runs around a lot, or if he gets hit a lot, how
Yeah.
durable he's going to be.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be an interesting game. It's
It is.
I think it's the best game the NFL could have picked for opening night.
I agree. And
That's
it's going to be
good. Yeah.
Because I mean, what other?
Yeah.
I don't know the rest of the schedule for this week, but I know, like
We can look right now.
as I don't know any other game
It's
this week that
just-
could have captured America's eye as much as this game does.
Well, you have the Cowboys, which is just like America's team. Like everybody loves them, even though they are terrible. Like
I agree.
everyone's about the Cowboys,
They're
and they're gonna
absolutely
watch.
terrible.
They're either watch them fail or watch them win. Like
Just know
there's
that if the Cowboys do win tonight, I'm wearing my Dak jersey. on
Oh
Monday.
yeah, I fully
sure.
expect that. I've
For
seen some
sure.
Dak jerseys and some Zeke jerseys walking around campus today, and I'm like, it's
Really?
hot. It's kind of hot outside, so I know
Yeah,
those are the
is hot.
dedicated
they're
fans.
like that's me.
They're struggling right now.
I'm gonna be definitely
But-
wearing my Dak jersey.
Like this game is perfect because
The Eagles
for
and the Falcons play on Sunday.
this game is perfect for like the casual fan because you got the most popular team, the Cowboys, and you got the most popular player, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But then for the hardcore NFL fans, it's a great storyline game because you got Dak returning from injury.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got Tom Brady trying to win the Super Bowl this year with
Mhm.
Bruce Arians going back to back. And just like the storylines surrounding this game is good enough to satisfy the hardcore NFL fans, and then just the teams alone satisfies the casual NFL fan.
Someone knows how to brew up hype around football again, and that's just how it's
Yeah.
gonna be done. I mean,
Yes.
you can't deny it.
Yes.
Y'all college football people, like y'all
Absolutely, big college guy.
Are y'all going to the game
Half and half.
this weekend?
I am.
Because Tarleton's first
I
home
have
games
to.
this weekend.
I have to.
I
I'm working that event.
I might not. I don't know yet.
Hey, we signed a contract with ESPN Plus,
I
so
heard.
now you can
We
watch
did.
us.
I
We
heard.
did.
Yep.
That's very enticing to sit in my
That's
own
great.
room
That's huge.
and
Yeah.
watch it.
That's huge, though.
I've always been a fan.
But you pay money to go to it. Why not go to it?
Right.
Well, 'cause,
And
like-
isn't it free for us? Too?
Yes.
it's
'Cause we're
free for
students.
students.
Yeah.
But you had to pay. You paid in your tuition. You
Yeah.
would pay to go to these
Mhm.
games.
But
Mhm.
like the thing is like you could sit out in the heat
It's shaded.
and okay, well
Depending on
the
what
kickoff
side
is at
you're on.
depending on what side you're on.
True.
So you could
What
sit out
is kickoff? 6?
6.
but that really means like 6:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because 6 just means the players take the field.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but 6:30 is probably more around kickoff.
Yeah. Because you got the national anthem
You
and
got national anthem,
the
you got like
color song and all that. Yeah.
you got all of that, and then you gotta get the
Mm-hmm.
hype video and the hype package going, and you just gotta
Listen,
all that
Either
stuff.
Y'all
we're
gonna see
gonna
me
do-
run around with my head chopped off on Saturday.
Why?
Because I work for Tarleton's athletics, so I'll be
Oh,
taking
yeah.
photos and video and just run all over the
Yeah.
stadium. I'm unwell already. But yeah, so
That's
it'll
tough.
be fun.
I don't know
It'll
about
be fun.
college game. I know Oregon plays Ohio State. that game's going to be good for like the first 2 quarters, and then Ohio State's going to run away with it.
We should have.
Go ahead.
Next week on Cruisin, we need to have we need to make a bracket of who we think are gonna win,
That's a good idea.
almost like our own fantasy
Yeah,
football. We
that'd
should
be
do
fire.
that.
That's a
Let's
good
do that.
idea.
Okay.
I've been telling.
Let's do
We need
it.
a sports podcast.
We do.
We need a sports
I agree.
podcast.
Sorry, Cruisin's turned now into sports, but
Yeah, this week it's
Beautiful.
the sports
I love
edition.
it.
This is the
I love
ESPN edition of Cruisin.
But
sorry,
did y'all?
Cruisin the court.
yo, that's not bad.
That's cool.
That's
Thank
not
you.
bad.
Thank you.
Did y'all watch the game last week with Oklahoma and Tulsa?
No,
Tulane.
Tulane. Sorry. That's
I
I-
was so busy last week. I didn't have time
Really?
to watch anything.
I watched the first quarter because that was competitive. The second quarter, Oklahoma kind of ran away with it.
Yeah.
Then the third quarter, they
Tulane
came back.
Mhm.
And then halfway through the fourth, I knew Tulane was going to lose because I think he fumbled or threw a pick. The Tulane quarterback.
There was
a
he
turnover. It was
it
turnover on downs.
Mhm.
Because
It was
he was
4th and 12.
He was
He
1
was
yard
He
away.
was running out of the pocket. He had to slide.
That's when I
And it
stopped
was
watching. Was
tough.
whenever they had that turnover on
I was
downs
like,
because there's
dang.
3 minutes left. They're not going to get the ball back. It's over. But
Dang.
that was a good game.
It was a good game.
Spencer Radler,
It was a good game.
not good. I mean, he's better than me. I'm gonna say that right
He's
now.
better than
I'm
me.
not.
He's
I'm not playing for Oklahoma.
No, he's better
I'm
than
not the
me.
starting quarterback for the number
Absolutely.
5 team in the nation.
Yeah.
But compared to all of the other quarterbacks in his position,
Absolutely.
he's compared to them. He's probably not very good. I mean, that's just my opinion. My opinion.
I mean, he just had a rough game.
Your opinion is
Against
just real
Tulane.
strong. Okay.
Against
Sometimes it's just too
Tulane?
strong.
If you're gonna, I get it. It was the first game of the season.
Yeah.
Gotta
But,
get
like,
those jitters out.
Tulane, you're gonna. Tulane is not the team to struggle
Tulane
against.
Isn't that,
Hey,
Tulane isn't that bad. You
They're
better
like
put some respect on
Third
Tulane.
or fourth, and they're in the Sun Belt.
Tulane
No, they're in
isn't
the Conference USA.
horrible.
That's my B.
Tulane isn't horrible. They're not
They're
horrible.
for their conference. They're not bad. Tulane is in
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
New Orleans actually.
New
Orleans.
NOLA. Never been. Want to go?
They're- Speaking of, are they still flooded? Are they?
I think
So-
so. I think LSU.
New
is not-
Orleans is most literally in a bowl. So
I
when
know.
when it rains, it literally just fills up, and it's so hard to
Horrible.
drain
I
out.
don't
The Saints Packers
understand.
game got moved. It was supposed to be
Yeah.
in NOLA, but it got moved. It's not in the. It's a neutral site. So I think they still are mostly underwater.
That whole thing was so sad.
I know.
There's been a lot. I've seen a lot, and
I
I've been
know.
sending money to people that I see. They're like, oh, hey, can anybody help? I'm like, here's money. Like,
There's no way.
I can't be over there, and I wish I
Yeah.
could, but yeah.
There's
that's-
no way. Prayers to the people that actually live there, like for real, because there's no way I'd be able to live there.
No.
There's no way.
You from Louisiana? You said something earlier about Louisiana. You
Um,
said your first game
my
was
first-
LSU.
like one of my first LSU, or it was my first college football games with LSU.
That's a fun game to go
It was a
to.
great game. It was amazing.
Was that with Les Miles there, the Mad Hatter? Who was there? Do you remember the head coach?
I don't even remember. It was so long ago. I think it was Les Miles.
Because that dude, whenever he was at
It was
LSU,
Les Miles.
that was a powerful team.
It's a great team.
Just straight up run the ball
Great
down your
team.
throat. That was fun football to watch. But then they got Joey B.
Y'all watch
My
hockey?
boy. I tried.
Hockey?
What's that?
Hockey?
Oh, hockey.
What'd
I
you
didn't
think
know
she
what
said?
What'd you? Yeah. What you?
Hockey? I was like, what?
Yeah, it's hockey. Don't
Y'all
you
watch
know?
Talkies? Y'all just ever look at a bag of Talkies?
I was like, what?
You know,
No.
sometimes I wish I grew up on the East Coast, so I could play field hockey as or
Is field hockey
lacrosse.
big out there?
Oh,
Or-
it's huge.
Yeah,
Huge
yeah.
on the East Coast.
Really?
When I lived in Pennsylvania, field hockey was like football was the number one school in the sport, and then field hockey was a close second.
Really?
Yeah, like the female sport over there that most females play, they don't play like softball or something. They
Yeah.
play field hockey or like lacrosse. Like I
It's
wish,
like
I wish
Wow.
I
like
could.
lacrosse, field hockey, and volleyball are like the main women's sports
Right.
up there.
Because if you think about it, the season softballs and baseball is over here. There's like 6 feet of snow, so they can play all those other sports indoors. So, yeah.
Huh.
I have a funny story about a hockey game. I've
Hit
been
it.
to 2 hockey games. The first one I ever went to was when I lived in Pittsburgh. I went to a Penguins game. And this is when the Penguins were like really, really good, like Stanley Cup finalists, I think. Was it? Yeah, they win the Stanley Cup in hockey, right? Or is that?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
good.
yes,
'Cause
yes. You were right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have corrected you and made fun of you.
So like this was like at their peak with like Sidney Crosby was like perfectly healthy and they were
Yeah.
super good. I fell asleep.
Did you really?
I went to the game. I fell asleep
Look,
because
it's just-
I watched the first period. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I watched the first period. There was no fights, and that's the only reason I went. I was in 4th grade, and I was just like, I want to see someone fight. No
Right.
fights. So then second period rolls around, and I'm just
Yeah,
slumped.
that's probably my favorite thing. Hockey is just so excuse me, it's so intense. So it's just like
It's a very fast-paced game.
I've never
my
really.
brain capacity. It's just like go.
I'll watch highlights. I guess I could watch highlights.
I like basketball because of how fast-paced it
I
is.
love
So I think
basketball.
if I could
Love watching
understand the
basketball.
rules of hockey, because I've only watched like 1 or 2 games, like actually. So if I could like fully get the rules, I think I would like it just because of how fast-paced it is. It's
Yeah.
the same thing with basketball. Once I learn the rules, I love basketball now.
I do not like basketball.
Really?
I cannot sit there and watch it. You can
I
put
love
baseball
it.
on or golf, and I can watch all day. But you put
It's
basketball, and I'm
only
just like
fun-
not interested.
It's only good when it's like a pretty close game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone's not really, if
But they're all
someone's
scoring
blowing-
like 100 plus. It's like okay.
That's why it's fun.
That's why it's fun.
That, like, did you watch? You should have watched a great thing to watch during basketball would have been the Bucks and the Nets. That was a great series. There was one bad game that I think the Bucks ran away with. I think if I can remember.
I think it was
But-
the Nets that ran away with that one.
It was?
It was like
That makes
one of,
sense.
like the early end of the series.
But like the game 6 of that series, and it went to 7, right?
yeah, you got to 7.
The game 6 and 7 of that series, all
Amazing.
time. Those 2 games was like, all right, I'm into basketball now.
Amazing.
I'm into basketball now.
Love it.
I tried. I
Yeah.
tried for like a solid 2 years to
It's
watch
not for
it,
everybody. It's
and
not
I
for
just
everybody.
could not. I was like, dude, this
It
is
also-
so boring.
It also helps whenever you're watching players like Giannis or Kevin Durant. Like you're watching
Known
these
players,
these
known
guys who
players.
are so good. It's unbelievably good. Like
Yeah.
Kevin Durant didn't miss a shot. Like
yeah, he
he
was a
doesn't
tank.
miss. And then Giannis is just like just,
he was a
it
tank.
helps whenever you're watching teams with like superstar players because you actually get to see like the best of the best in there. And there's very few teams without a superstar player. That's why I like basketball too. Because
Yeah.
there's like football, like you know, you got the Jaguars. There's no real superstar on that team. And then same thing. There's a lot of teams in football without like a big superstar to help their team, but in basketball, there's enough of them to go around. But like right now, the Nets is kind of like hogging everybody. Like they got
Yeah, James Harden and Kyrie. They just picked up Patrick Mills.
yeah. So like the Nets are really good, but then the Lakers too. Like
I would say the Lakers has like legendary players.
LeBron.
they're
That's
very
my
old.
boy.
I don't think they're gonna gel well.
LeBron.
I think the first 20
know.
games of the season are gonna be rough.
We gotta see.
I think the first.
When does basketball season start? It's coming up.
Now it's like
Around December.
Yeah.
I think it starts early December, maybe late November.
Okay.
I know it's after Thanksgiving, or it's right before.
It
It's
starts.
around.
Don't
it
they have, like,
starts-
tourneys? I thought that.
Tournaments? No.
No,
I mean, well,
that's
now they
college
added-
basketball has a
they
lot
added
of
I'll say,
tournaments.
during
Last-
Thanksgiving, I swear there's always like
Speaking of
maybe it is
March
college basketball.
Madness,
I'm not a big college, but
You're
I didn't.
not?
I haven't because I just got into basketball during these most recent playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
so I haven't watched college basketball. But whenever it starts, I'll probably watch it.
March Madness. is
Tarleton was
crazy.
supposed to play Gonzaga.
Yeah, I heard.
We were supposed to, but
Yeah.
something with COVID ruined. So thank God we didn't. But we
Oh,
were
we would
supposed
have gotten smacked. We got
because
It
that
was
was
bad.
the year we were supposed to play. It was like after they had won.
Mm-hmm.
So like they were like number 1 team in the nation.
Yeah, we would
We're-
have gotten smacked.
oh yeah, we're gonna play them. I was like, oh.
Didn't we almost beat A&M in basketball too?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched that.
we
I
were
watched that.
only
That was
a
fun.
few points
Yeah.
off.
That was a fun game to
We
watch.
almost beat a lot of big D1 teams. Almost. Not that we did beat them, but we almost did.
You know what's really funny? My freshman year, I was walking around the D hall getting food, and then all of a sudden I just hear my name called from across the D hall. And I'm like, it was like one of my first days here too on campus, and I look around, and it's one of my good friends from the first high school I went to that I haven't seen since I moved.
Wow.
And I was like, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "I play basketball here, bro." Shout out to Roman
That's
Garcia.
crazy.
I haven't seen him since my freshman year of high
That's
school,
crazy.
and then I'm walking around the D hall, and I just hear him go, "Gage,
He still goes here.
Gage." Yeah, he
goes
still
here?
goes here. He's still on the
That's
team. And I
dope.
was like,
You were like, who is calling
yeah,
you
I
right
was
now?
like, "Who? I don't know anyone on this campus." And then he's like, "Dude, I
Yeah.
haven't seen you since high school." And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what is up?"
I just messed up my camera. Oopsies.
Oopsie poopsie. Oh, it fell completely.
Oh, that's tough.
Good job. Only you could do that.
I don't know how I did that.
I heard something fall and I thought it was your phone.
I thought it was your phone too.
Nope.
Just hand hold it for the rest. POV Gabby.
Oh, it's kind of dark.
It's kind of dark.
But yeah, a
have a
sports
hard
podcast
time.
would be dope.
We need it. We're in talks of a music
We are in talks,
music
yes.
podcast.
We
Me and
are.
EJ. Me and
We are
EJ
in
are in
talks.
talks. What are you laughing at, my guy? Brother. Oh my God. You're a child. You want to call me a
You are
child?
Hey,
The easiest things
listen,
entertain you.
Listen, Bobby.
That's a
I
good way to-
know I'm a child.
Call me Bobby.
Bobby.
Who's Bobby?
I call
Bobby
everybody
Tarantino?
Bobby.
Never heard you call anybody Bobby.
Bobby.
Okay, I call like my friends Bobby. I've just been saying it a lot. Okay,
Brother.
brother.
Listen, Bobby.
So me
Bobby.
me and EJ are in talks to start a music podcast.
We are.
And then we're trying to pitch the idea for a sports podcast. We don't know if
Hey,
we don't
sports
know.
on that? I'm here for that one.
We don't know. We could just turn Cruisin into a sports podcast. What are they going to do? Tell us no?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to give him a script every week and
He's
just
back.
not.
Like-
Well, don't know. We'll give him a fake one. We'll give him our real one. We'll keep
And then
it
once
in
it's uploaded, once it
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
live, what is he going to do? Tell us to delete it? No? Probably.
Probably good.
Probably, yeah.
Probably good.
It's like a vlog. Hey, vlog. Okay, so we have to cut our episode of Cruisin really short because we have some engineers coming in to mess with our sound stuff. So this is going to be the end of Cruisin, but I guess we can play the theme song.
Our theme song's very long.
I'm not playing it all.
Okay.
We need more pictures in here and posters in here.
I agree.
It is a little bit boring in here.
Listener viewers, we have come to an end on this here episode. If you showed up late or wish to revisit, you can find our show on our YouTube channel at Tarleton Radio as a video, or listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts. For updates about the show and other interesting things we make here in the office, make sure to follow us on all of our social medias. Those links will be down in the description. This has been an episode of Cruisin the Planet, where you can find things to do in and around Stephenville. We'll catch y'all next week.
Catch y'all later.
Bye.